Hello, I'm back again, as promised. I said I'd be back this week. Before we start... What's all that? Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what that was for. We finally done it. We got to 2,000 subscribers. Thanks to you all for that. I never thought it was going to get as popular as this, but obviously it has. Thanks again, everyone, for subscribing and making the channel, get up there with, getting nearly up there with the rest of them, really. I'm very happy with what's happened so far, because I never thought that this would be so popular as what it has been. So thanks to everyone. Anyway, we'll get on with this. I'm sorry about this video now, because I feel a bit, naughty about this, because it's not a very long video. It's only a little short one I've done really today. Anyway, first of all, I'll give a few mentions to a few of you people who's left me a lot of nice comments. Midlife Models, Demir's Man Peter, Matt Pedbo, Jonathan Andrew 52, Brian Thornton, €1 Diecast Garage. I suppose that's what it's called, €1. I don't know if I put the one in by mistake, I don't know. But anyway, Peter Richardson, Barry Shaxson, Scale Street Garage, and John Garvey. Thanks to you all for your nice comments, and everyone else that left comments. You're not the only ones, there's quite a few others, I'm not reading everybody. But anyways, there's a few questions and things here, there's a few nice things left. Steve Coleman, he's on about, about the Holmes record truck, the last video, because it was a bit of a pain, wasn't it, that one? Rob picked the right fella to send this one to. The Ford CL900 was ahead of its time, actually. I don't know what that is, but anyway, with many new features, and the Holmes record body is a classic here in the US. He's a retired truck driver, this chap, and 32 years he's been retired now, or 32 years, and he's been a modeler for 50. Blimey. I have a soft spot for the big rigs, and you did this one up just dandy. I also noticed you're using a stick to apply your glue. Bravo. It's a bit of wire actually, but I mean, same idea. Thanks, Steve. Crapow Nick from Jersey. He's doing a lot of big models at the moment. Lovely work, Bob. I did the tractor unit on one of these last year, and it was a fiddle to do. Yeah, they are. But really was a stunning restoration. You do realise that now you've said steer clear of having to go at one of these. It's going to have the opposite effect on him. He wants to do one now. He's been looking to get one or something, but they are a bit expensive on eBay. eBay is getting very expensive now for a lot of stuff. Trouble is, people ask too much, for some of the things, like, they think it's worth more than what it is, but it ain't worth so much if it's all tatty. I don't know why they don't let us restore everything a bit cheaper, and so we can do them up. Keeps us busy, keeps you lot happy as well, because you like watching it. Sorry about my hair, it's gone. I got rid of it. I don't have to wait for hairdresser to open, because I do up behind me, up here, I got a nice set of clippers. It only cost me $5 in August. Basic clippers, that's all you want, just zip it over. Don't have to worry about paying barbers £30 to do it. Extravagant prices like that. Where was I? Yeah, I'll get back to where I was. I'm seeing wandering off with all this yapping. So far I haven't got one. Me being too tight, I suppose. No, it's not you being too tight, Nick. It's because the bloody buyer's just being too greedy. That's what it is. That's the way you got to look at it. That's the way I look at it. Despite all the teething troubles, you carried on through, got it all sorted. Well done, mate. Hope you and Mrs. do okay. Both. Stay safe, Nick. Yeah, me missus. Actually, a bit of good news on that, because we're actually waiting for a phone call today being Friday, for the surgeon. It's going to, because we rang the number the other week, because we was getting a bit peeved off with all this waiting around, didn't know what was going on, and the actual secretary got back to us, the surgeon secretary, and he did make, or she did make us an appointment to go and see on the 27th, to go to the hospital, take her there and all that. But since then she's rung back, and he's going to actually ring her to save her come up because she can't walk and all that, and he's going to have a chat with her on the phone, give her a date for when he can do the operation. So she said he most likely be able to get her in quicker, so that's a thumbs up. You know, get all that done and get her in there. So I'll be well pleased when that happens. Anyway, get back to this. Walter Roscoe. Bob, I think you owe Rob a thick ear for this one. And now Rob ain't giving a thick ear. I'm glad he sent it. I like a little challenge. You know, I like to have a challenge on these things. This Holmes wrecker could have been a home wrecker with all the dramas. You're a brave man, Bob Willis. Cheers and Bob. Brave man. Come on. Matchbox Garage out here. Rob, the chap who sent it. Beautiful job, Bob. You were the right person to take this on. Thanks, Rob. Gaz, the K's Model Works. That's a new one. Excellent, Bob. You did a fantastic job on a challenging model. Makes you wonder how the hell they assembled these in the factory back in the day so fast, you know. Well, yeah, I don't know how they bloody did it. I'll tell you, all the bits I had to put back on it, I don't know how they managed to do it. There must have been an easy way to do it. I mean, I can't see how it sort of all went back together so quickly. They must have had to do it. I can't see it being a very good money maker for them though, with all the bits. But that's, well, in their days they didn't. That's what they did, wasn't it? I mean, that's that, you know. Steve Adams, 96. If you can master the skill of restoration, you can master GIMP. If you remember in the last video, I was on about photo suites and stuff like that, and I said there was a free one that you can get on the old internet, and I think I call it Gizmo or something. I can't remember now, but it's called GIMP, and I just can't get my head around it. I don't know how he does it. He said should be able to do it, but I can't. But you know, I'm so used to this one I use now. I suppose the Roxy one that I got. I just can't get my head around this GIMP thing. It looks so complicated with all the bits all around it. So much you can do with it, and I ain't got a bloody clue where to start, you know, with it. So, nah, I'll stick with me photo suite what I got now. Thanks anyway, Steve. You know, you must be a bit more savvy, computer savvy than what I am, because I can't bloody work it out. You have to give me a lesson. Anyway, David Hyde, he's gonna send me a few models. He's got a brilliant channel. You should watch the stuff he does. He does some really good restorations. He's just gonna get back. He's gonna start using caustic soda now. He's a bit nervous about it, but in the next one, I think he's gonna try it out. I hope you got your gloves sorted out, David, and all that, and your goggles, because you gotta watch that stuff. He's sending me a Jag and a London, a bus and a taxi to do Corgi. So I'm looking forward to receiving them, David. He said, it looked a real pain in the back axle, this one, Bob. You could have done with a workshop manual. Great restoration though, the results are well worth the effort. I have a few Corgi toys you might be interested in. Came with job lots. He emailed me a list of what he got like. So thanks anyway, David, for that. Look forward to that. Gary Knight Model Works. Thoroughly enjoyed watching that, Bob. Spent the evening watching a few of your videos. You do excellent work. Nice to hear a fellow West Country accent too. So I don't know where you are, Gary, but here I am. I'm here. I think I did message where near about I was. If it was you that asked. Oh, Paul Power. Biscuit Man. He sent me a stupid message. Paul, you sent me a stupid message. I don't know why you sent me that. He said, another top job, Bob. Do I seal the decals once dry to protect them? And I thought he meant, do I sort of like lacquer over the model? Once I put the decals on the model, do I lacquer over them to give them better protection? And I said, well, sometimes, and sometimes I don't. And then since then he come back with another message saying, oh, he meant after I printed them. I said, well, duh, you know, because I do. you gotta like lacquer over them. Once you printed them, you've got to lacquer over them so that the ink don't come off when when you cut them out. The ink don't float away, does it? I mean, if you don't put a coat of lacquer on them, the ink could just disintegrate and float away to nothing, So yeah, anyway, we worked it out in the end, me and Paul, what each other meant. But yes, Paul, of course I lacquer them, as you know. Otherwise they wouldn't work, would they? As you know as well. So anyway, we had a laugh anyway. So that was that. Bill's Die Cast Customs. Whoa mate, that's a fiddly wee bugger, but you did a great job. Think you're due for a nice easy build. Well, that's what this is now, Bill. I've got 2 little minis now coming up on this thing here, and this is a nice easy one. Really, it's just a little I've done a little bit of customization on them, but it was an easy build, and I thought, yeah, about time I had a nice easy job, so that's what I've done with this. Anyway, at the moment, that's it. That's all the comments. At the moment, I'm in the middle of doing a Dinky Eagle transporter, which was sent in by Paul Hulley. Paul Hulley, what am I on about? I'm getting Biscuit Man mixed up with Mr. Hulley now, Mr. Ian Hulley. I'm losing it. Anyway, this is 2,000 subscribers. See, it's gone to my head now. I'm getting carried away. I'm getting so excited that, I'm sort of, you lot likes the channel. Everybody likes the channel and all that. I'm just glad that I'm helping people out. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm doing this Eagle transporter that Ian Hulley sent in quite a while back now. I think he's getting a bit concerned that I haven't done it yet, but I did say it will be done. And I'm halfway through it, but the trouble is, I'm waiting at the moment on Flowers to send me some the leg boosters, because I can't finish the video until I get these leg boosters. The things they go on the actual, like little plastic, looks like little crosses, and I ain't got none of them. I managed to do the windows, but I've done them with myself. I haven't bought them, but that's all that's holding me up now to finish the video, is these stupid little plastic leg boosters. So I'm waiting for Mr. Flowers to get his ass in gear and send me these bloody things, these booster things. I've asked him to add it onto my last order because he hasn't sent it yet, so hopefully he'll do it. Whether he will or not, I don't know, but if he doesn't, then the Eagle transporter is going to have to wait for a while. But I'm halfway through it, so it won't be long. But until the next time, I'm going to have to say cheerio. Hope you all keep well and all that, and what more can I say? Thanks again for all the subscribing and all that, and I'm glad you love the channel so much. Keep the comments coming in, and I'll get back to you next week, maybe. I know I says next week, it always is, isn't it? Yeah, I'll be back next week with another video. So till then, bye bye from me. Thanks again. Okay, so what I got here today is a couple of little minis I'm going to customise. One of them was from a collector's fair, and the other one is a guy called Keith Edmonds sent me it, and he even sent me a set of spare tyres. And the glass is pretty good on them. I've already took them apart, as you can see. And what with these two, the headlights is the sort you paint. They're pretty early ones, and you've got to paint these. They haven't got dual headlights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill that out. I've done one of them already. As you can see, I've drilled one out. I've got a 4mm drill. I made the old punch hole light and used a smaller drill first because I want to put dual headlights in these. So when that's all sprayed over, you'll just see the rim there, and it looks like they got proper dual headlights in. See, got to file it flat. You've got to be very careful doing it because you've got to get the right depth for the cone on the back of the actual dual part. And I'm going to do a red one, and I think I'll do the other one orange with a Union Jack on the top and the old stripes down there. So that's what I'm going to do today. So it's pretty straightforward, this drilling business. I'm going to drill this one out now. I've done that one, as you can see. He's all ready for stripping. So this one here is going to be next. Right, all you do is drill it, make the punch, use a small drill, and you drill it in like that. It's not quite central, but I can central that up with a bigger drill. And you do that on both headlights, and then once you've got them like that, you get your bigger drill out, you get a 4mm, and then you put your 4mm in there, and this is where you've got to be careful now. You keep going, but you've got to keep checking it. Do a little bit at a time, like that, as it's getting bigger, see, and keep checking it as you go until you end up with it like that. And then what you got to do then is get your dual headlight and just try it for size. But of course you're gonna have to file this down a little touch, just to take the sharp edges off of that. Just to shape it a bit, really, so it looks like proper little headlight holders. But you've got to be really careful when you do this, because once you cock it up, well, you've cocked it up and that's it. You can ruin the casting. But be really careful with it, and you can end up with a nice little model. Just get all these sharp edges off like that. I mean, you probably have to drill it a little bit deeper, but you can try your headlight out with that. I'll get me headlights out here. And all you do is you put one in there like that, and that ain't far off that, you see. And then you end up with little jeweled headlights. But you can do this on pretty much any model, really. I mean, see, that one's got to go down a bit further, see, because the old bottom, the bottom of the actual headlight light is pointed, so you could use your small drill again, actually, and just drill the middle out a little bit more, so you'll drop in a bit further. But that ain't far off now. You've got the width there. It's just that they got to drop in a little bit more, so you just use your little drill again, and just drill in the centre of there, so the cone part will fit in there, and then you can glue them in. But you can do that. You can do this with any car if you fancy putting, you know, jeweled headlights in them instead. If you're doing a custom job, which I is on these two anyway. And that's how you do it. So I'll get on and I'll finish that off, so the headlights will fit nicely before you go painting anything, and then we can get both of these stripped and get them sprayed up, because I've actually made a decal for the roof of these, for the Union Jack to go on the top, but we're going to have to mask up the stripes that go on the front. We'll also have to paint this white first in order to get, you know, for the masking there, and I want the white underneath the decal anyway, and then we're going to have to mask the roof off and leave the masking on the white that's there to spray the colour on our car. Okay, I've got these both stripped now. Didn't bother with a caustic soda. I had a bit of paint stripper, and I actually left them overnight in the paint stripper. I thought, bugger it, I didn't really fancy doing any more yesterday. So anyway, I've managed to get all the gunk off with a bit of soapy water. What a pain in the ass. But they're both stripped now, so what I'm going to do is get these undercoated now. And I'll most probably paint the white on them, because I'm not going to bother showing you that. I've got to do a white stripe down there and a white stripe down there on each of these before I put the colour on. So I'm going to get all that undercoated and get a bit of white on the bonnet and the roof. I'm not going to bother with the rest, obviously, and let that dry. and then I'll be masking that up, and then I'll be putting the colours on. I'll show you me spraying the colours. We'll be putting these on the roof. I know I've got 4 there. I don't need 4. I've printed 4, but if I cut 2 off, we only need the I better write front on the top of there in a minute. That is going to go on the top of there. So we've got our transfers for the actual roof decals, like that. And they should fit dead on because I used a bit of tape. So yeah, it should come out quite nice. But like I say, I've got to paint that white first. I'm going to do all that and put the white on and put the tape on the bonnets. Okay, I've sprayed these white now. Got the white under the base, you know, for the flags and that to go on the top. And I've just put a bit of pinstripe to mask off this bit of white here, because I want the white stripes to come out afterwards. So all I've got to do is mask the roof up now, and then we'll be spraying these. They're both different colours. There's the one's going to be the orange and one's going to be red. So let's get on and do that. Okay then. Excuse the fan, it's a bit loud, but we're going to start spraying this one. I've done the masking, so we'll see how this comes out. We'll leave that for now. And we'll probably give that another coat after that. That'll be alright for now. So that's one of them. Right, this next one will be red. It's like a pearlescent red, this. It's quite a nice red. So, leave that, let that dry off, and see what it comes out like. Okay, right, let's peel this off and see if it's worked. I think it's bulged up a bit there, because that looks like it's pulled up a little bit, so I'm not sure about that. We'll soon find out, no doubt. It's not looking good, folks. Not looking good. Not brilliant. It's going to need a bit of touching in, I think. Oh, I've lost my pin. Right, see what the other bit's like. See if this has come out rubbish as well. Slightly better. If you can see that. Yeah, it needs a little bit of touching in, but it ain't too bad, I suppose. Once it's lacquered and been touched in with a little bit of white, don't think it'd be that bad. See what the roof's like. The roof ain't so worried so much really, because it's actually going to have a transfer over it anyway, so I'm not too fussed about the roof. I'll get that out of there. That's not too bad. Seems to be coming off pretty good. Oh dear, a bit of paint come off the back. Look at that, look. Unbelievable. It's going to have to be touched over, I suppose. But like I say, there's a transfer going on the top of there, so I'm not too fussed about that. So anyway, I'll get the other one peeled, and we'll see how we go from there. Okay, I've tidied all this up a bit. Got rid of the little marks. I put a little paint on the back of there. That ain't going to show with this on there anyway, so we're going to try our decal out now and see how that comes out before we lacquer it, because I want to get these decals on there before it gets lacquered. If it bloody if it goes under the water, get under there. Don't want to know, does it? Stick it under the water and let it soak. He's flattening out a bit now. So I'll show you this one. I've got to touch in the orange one a bit. I'm not happy with the way that one's come out. It's come out a bit raggedy, but I've got a bit of touching in to do with that one. But I'll show you this one, and then we'll look at the pair of them when I finish the other one. It's only the same process as this, so we'll see how they come out. I've got to stick my headlights in, obviously. Right, let's have a look at this. See if it's ready to come off yet. Yeah, it is. Right. Now, this is the moment of truth. How's my flag gonna fit? Don't look too bad, folks. Straighten her up a bit. Yeah. It's not looking too bad at all. Get the old brush. I will make sure it's all central. Make sure it's not too far over one side. Make sure there's plenty of bloody water on it as well. I think there's too much water on that one. Well, it's a big decal. So I think it's going to take a bit of sticking, that one. Yeah, it's coming up on the curves a bit, but keep at it. It should stick. As it gradually dries, it should start taking effect. Get a bit of that water out of the way. It's water that's stopping at the moment. But there you go. You get the idea. And there's the old roof. So I'm going to get this one lacquered up, and we'll put the headlights in. Right, we've lacquered this now. It's all come out pretty good actually. It's nice and smooth on the top, nice and shiny as you can see. So we're going to put the old headlights in now. I've got my little dual headlights here. I'm going to put some glue in here now, get them settled in our homemade dual headlight recesses. A bit too much in there. Let's put it into that one. Right. Get our red lights here. I'll drop them in. Bit of crap there. Let's get them centered up. Centralized. Oh, there we go. Stuck to my finger. I didn't want that. That's all I want. Stick to my finger. Yeah, that's right. That's bloody good, isn't it? Try again. Oh, bugger. Let's get that in there now. That's good. Paint's coming off now. Yeah, that's just what I wanted. What else can go wrong? Oh, I can touch that in. That's not too bad. That bloody hell. Christ. Why does everything go wrong? I can touch that little bit in. There's only a little tiny bit. That's nothing. There's a little bit under there that it's come off under the edge, but that's not a problem. That can be sorted. It's not too noticeable. But there you go. There's our red lights. Now I'm gonna screw this one back together. This is the one I had screwed together, so I'm going to put this one together now. Drop the old roof in. The old seating bit goes in there, and then there's our base plate. Just drop that on like that, and I've got these little screws here, like hex screws. They're out of a computer hard drive thing. T8 I think they were, out of a little computer hard drive thing what I took apart, but I kept all the screws because you never know. Oh bugger. Screw them in. And there we have it. There's one of them. Nearly done. Just needs a bit of grill doing, and the backlights doing, indicators, whatever, and then he'll be finished. This one's got to be lacquered, so I'll get on and finish this one off, get it put together as well. I'm gonna have to use rivet for this one because I haven't got any screws for this one. I used I've only just drilled this out, so we'll get this put together and we'll take a look at them on the old turntable. Sorry it's a short video, but you know, it's as it's turned out really. I mean, there's not much involved in doing these two, but there were just a couple of little minis I had lying around, and I thought, well, they've been lying around for long enough. So I thought I'll get on and bloody get them sorted out. Okay, so this is what they both look like after our well, dabbling. I think they come out not too bad really. Got the homemade dual headlights put in, better than having the old paint on there like there was before, and I think they've come out pretty good. So anyway, I'm pleased with how they come out. So sorry again about the shortness of this video. It's just that it was quite a straightforward restoration really. It wasn't very many hiccups. So anyway, if you like watching this and you want to see another one, then I'll be back again pretty soon with another restoration. But until then, it's bye bye from me.